And what a match we've got right now in the ring. One of the dynamite young teams in all of professional wrestling. Johnny Gunn, Jimmy Powers, the Power Blasters, but they're in for a certainly tough time tonight. The Metal Maniac and King Kuluh.
I got to tell you, these guys, we've seen them all over the world. Unbelievable. These guys are just incredible. I mean, you can't take anything away from any of these people. There are some mean-looking fellows up there in Kuluh and the Metal Maniac. So you got to believe it. The Power Blasters are going to be in for all they can handle this week on International Championship Wrestling.
And now it's Jimmy Powers center ring locking up with the Metal Maniac. Oh, and there's the Metal Maniac starting things off right here against... Oh, no. Oh, no. He's biting the forehead of Jimmy Powers.
Well, apparently he hasn't had enough dinner or didn't have enough to eat, I guess. I don't know what his problem is, but maybe he's a little bit hungry, Mike. You get hungry sometimes, don't you?
Well, yeah, but that isn't my traditional diet. I mean, come on now,
well,
Phil.
I don't know. I've heard some things about you.
Oh, jeez. And Powers catches the Metal Maniac off the ropes. Clothesline by Jimmy Powers. What a physique. What an upper body on Jimmy Powers.
No doubt he spent a few minutes in the gym, hasn't he?
And now it's Kuluh in the ring, setting Powers into the ropes. And shoulder block by Jimmy Powers, up and over. And Kuluh leapfrog. Jimmy Powers holding on to that rope.
You can't fool Powers.
Arm drag takedown by Jimmy Powers. And we get a tag off. In comes Johnny Gunn.
Well, you talk about teamwork, Mike, huh? Well, these guys really know how to use that teamwork.
And, you know, Phil, speaking about Johnny Gunn, I'd like to acknowledge a letter that we received from Richard Durr. Watches the show every week on Channel 14, WHKY in Hickory, North Carolina. And without me reading the whole letter, his favorite wrestler is Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn. Oh, look at that move. Oh, my goodness, off the ropes. As I started to say, his favorite wrestlers are Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn. He loves the Power Blasters. And
you can see why.
You can see why. Yep. Anyway, he would like a picture of Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn.
That's what you got to keep doing.
And now look at this. Oh, a pile driver by King Kuluh.
He looks mighty proud of himself, doesn't he?
Well, we said from the start that the team of Kuluh and the Metal Maniac have the ability, certainly, to give the Power Blasters a tough time. They're doing that. And Johnny Gunn just caught Kuluh with a boot.
Well placed, no doubt about that, as he tries to get some kind of momentum back.
Oh, Powers wants to get in there in the worst way.
Right now, Powers not doing his team any good. He's got to get outside the ropes. Double team action again.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this. Look at that move. Oh, whoa. I don't think these guys know what hit them right now. They're just trying to take stock.
It was a double clothesline, and I'll tell you that. Kuluh wobbly. In comes Jimmy Powers.
Powers is fresh, and he is excited. He wants to get in that ring, and Kuluh has nowhere to hide.
Oh, my. That looked a little south of the border from our monitor here.
Just a tad.
Into the turnbuckle. Kuluh up over. Back body drop. It's Jimmy Powers. And there goes the Metal Maniac's forehead being slammed into that turnbuckle.
Right now, it's all a very fired up and charged up Jimmy Powers. A double knocker.
Whoa! And I'll tell you, I think that's Excedrin number 131 or something like that.
At least. Oh, my. This is really the action here, as we said before, is just incredible. And a bit of a comeback, at least anyway, or at least an attempt at some kind of comeback here.
That was a right hand by Johnny Gunn.
But right now, his teammate.
And there's a smirk on the face. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We've got a choke by Kuluh. And the referee totally, I think he's looking at another state. I don't know.
He was out of it. He was, here we got a win. We got a win.
Wrestling fans, your winners, Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers, the Power Blasters.
It's victory once again for Johnny Gunn, Jimmy Powers, the Power Blasters.
Okay, here we go, folks. The next match here is a handicap match. Redding's favorite son will square off against two opponents. We're not sure why the other opponents, the original opponents, never showed, but we got two replacements. We got MIcheals and Joe Blake. And MIcheals and Joe Blake are going to work right now, jumping Troy, Redding's favorite son. Like I said, this is a 2-on-1 situation. I'm not sure if they're going to have to make tags in and out or if this is going to be together. But they are taking it to Troy, Redding's favorite son, by choking him in the corner, beating him up in the corner. They didn't even let him get ready. MIcheals is kicking away at Troy. Oh. MIcheals. Referee Dave Curley telling MIcheals he needs to get him out. Now, MIcheals is also a new wrestler in the area. He may have had maybe two. This might be a second match, I believe. There's a 1-2. No, not yet. And I don't know nothing about Joe Blake. This may be his first match as well. Now look at this body slam by MIcheals. He's proud of himself. No jelly belly. Mark Micheals. I don't have my paperwork on me, so I think Joe Blake is one of the wrestlers that was supposed to be involved in this match. I know Mark Micheals might have been involved. I don't know. I don't know the situation here. I know there's a lot of changes in tonight's card. One of the changes so far I know was that Sheikh Mohammed was supposed to wrestle Doink the Clown, but instead El Lucha Libre did. Sheikh Mohammed couldn't make it. Purple Haze was supposed to wrestle the Flamingo Kid. Instead, he worked Flex Wheeler. However, Purple Haze will get his chance at the Flamingo Kid later tonight. And now look at this. Joe Blake is biting Troy. And Joe Blake from the streets, obviously, because look at him. He's crazy. He's a nut. And now he's choking away at Troy Mess. Oh, I'm sorry. Redding's favorite son, Troy. There is a wrestler called Troy Mess in the area, but he's not the one in this match. I don't know why I threw that in there. There's a cheap plug for Troy Mess. Him and his brother Mark Mess. They were a top team here in Redding. But no, that's not Troy Mess. This here is Redding's favorite son, Troy. And right now, he is probably wishing he had a partner in this one. I think this was supposed to be a tag team match at one time before the night went on. And Troy's partner decided to walk away from this one. And then Troy said, don't get me another partner, I'll do this on my own. And he's probably wishing he didn't do that. Because we have plenty of wrestlers in the locker room who don't have matches. They're here because they wanted to be a part of this big event. Unfortunately, we only have so many room for these matches. You can see Mark Micheals massaging Joe Blake. Here we go. Oh! Joe Blake doing a number. He's finally getting back into this. What's Joe Blake? Joe Blake is down. Troy. Backdrop by Joe Blake. Troy is still on the ground. And then he drops an elbow. It looks to me like he dropped an elbow. It looks like he tried to drop a leg drop, but instead he got a knee. Changed his mind in between moves. And now they're working on the legs. Mark Micheals obviously has more of the experience of the two. But the one with the most experience in all this match here would be the Redding's favorite son, Troy. Oh. He was worried about his knee being in pain, that he forgot that his shoulders were down. And he got a 2 count again. Mark Micheals almost taking this one home. On 2 occasions now, he got a 2 count. Once again. And now you got a figure 4 leg lock. They were working on the legs, and that's probably why. They already had a plan that that's what they were going to do. And now you can see Mark Micheals holding the ropes for more extra leverage. Troy is close to getting a pin, and you can see Mark Micheals holding on to the ropes again, trying to get more extra leverage. And look at this. And now look at Joe Blake. Oh, the referee caught it. Now they're going to have to break it. Mark Micheals making sure he keeps his hands off the referee. But he'll go home with the loser's share of the paycheck. And not only that, but he can also go home with a fine for touching these refs. Oh, and look at this. Dave Curley shoves him back. And now Joe Blake and Mark Micheals are trying to intimidate the referee, Dave Curley. But Dave Curley will not be intimidated by any of these wrestlers. Side slam by MIcheals. Joe Blake hasn't seen much action in this one, but MIcheals is definitely doing a number on Redding's favorite son, Troy. Side slam once again. MIcheals making a mistake. He should be going for the cover. Here we go. But he doesn't get it. Well, I can tell you right now, Vince Bono was taken to the hospital. Maybe we'll get, we'll find out if his leg is broke. Look at this maneuver. Nice head scissors. Turned it around. He tried that move for the third time. And now he tags Joe Blake, which was a good idea. Get the fresh man in there. But Redding's favorite son. The crowd is chanting, "Let's go, Troy." The odds are against Troy right now because he is on his own. But the fact of the matter is, he's got a bunch of rookies in the ring, and that may help him to some sort of a degree. Now look, you can see Joe Blake behind Troy. There's a big time monkey flip. And Mark Mess is in trouble. Troy needs to find out if he can look now. I was just gonna say Troy needs to find out that Joe Blake is on the other side, and I guess he's gonna stay on that corner now. MIcheals sends Troy into the corner, and now look at this maneuver by Troy. 1, 2, he did it. Redding's favorite son, Troy, pulls off another victory. He did it, folks, and this, of course, is Redding's favorite son, Troy's retirement match. I didn't mention it, but yes, he will retire, and this was the match he retired in. So congratulations, he had a long career, but this is it. Goodbye to that man. He goes away with a win. And we'll be back with more from Regional Championship Wrestling, Say No to Drugs.
If you want the finest in Italian food, the finest pizzas, strombolis, go to Paolo's in Lancaster Avenue in Shillington and tell them Dr. Giannicolai sent you.
With a combined weight of 514 pounds, here's Tommy Dreamer and his partner, Bulldog Bowser. 83 pounds, here's Maniac Jimmy Dio.
Well, we'll see what happens in this one. This should be a real barn burner. This should be something else. The bell is sounded, and we are ready for international world-class championship wrestling action. Tommy Dreamer talking to the crowd responding with some great support for the Bulldog and Tommy Dreamer.
You know, Brian, Tommy Dreamer's a fine young wrestler. He showed us a lot of great style, a lot of great moves in that ring. However, if I were him, I would expect the unexpected from the Bulldog and the Brooklyn Brawler.
Brooklyn Brawler starting things off and has a handshake for the Maniac Jimmy Dio. As the collar elbow grab, look at that, he grabs him by the head again and just takes him down.
The Brooklyn Brawler getting his well-deserved nickname from battling on the streets of Brooklyn.
I'll tell you, and you take a look at his wrestling attire, and you can see that he's been in a couple of brutal battles. Take a look at the ripped jeans and the dirty, ripped New York Yankees t-shirt. He's just a veteran.
Well, to put it, plain and simple, he's not a wrestler. He's a street brawler.
He's a brawler.
He'll go toe-to-toe with you. You won't see any exciting moves, any great maneuvers from the Brooklyn Brawler, but you will see toe-to-toe action.
I inadvertently referred to that t-shirt as the New York Yankees t-shirt. It is a Brooklyn t-shirt. They're both so dirty and ratty that it's hard to tell. Nice hip toss by Tommy Dreamer. Now let's see what you can do, Brooklyn Brawler, complaining of a hair pull.
Now, Tommy Dreamer was very smart. The Brooklyn Brawler was calling him to come into the corner. Dreamer did not fall for that, and it's a good thing that he did not.
Tommy Dreamer has learned a lot in his very young career, and I'll tell you what, you can expect great things from Tommy Dreamer as he comes off the rope, blocks the top, and he gets one to the Brooklyn Brawler, scoops up the Brawler, and slams him down to the canvas. And he's going to have to make a tag. Maniac Jimmy Dio is going to have to come in and do some work for that tag team. Jimmy Dio, the Maniac, and the Brooklyn Brawler.
And you talk about one of the most unorthodox wrestlers in the ring today, it would have to be the Maniac Jimmy Dio. Look out for just about anything. A great arm drag
takedown. Another arm drag takedown. And a toss as the big man goes over. Tommy Dreamer taking over on Maniac Jimmy Dio, tagging off to the Bulldog, Brian Bowser.
And you can never count the Maniac out. Just when you think you've got him where you want him, he'll come across with an eye rig, a knee to anywhere. Just look out because he will do anything.
Bowser winds up the arm real tight. And he's going to attempt it again, and he's successful. This time it brings the Maniac over. Bowser drops the leg on the upper arm of the Maniac Jimmy Dio. Tommy Dreamer ready for the tag. There it is. And he's going to come in, and they're going to continue to do damage on that already injured left arm of the Maniac Jimmy Dio. Dreamer comes down with all his 260 pounds.
And I'll tell you, Brian, this is non-stop action right here on IWCCW.
A whip into the ropes and an elbow doesn't send the big man down, but that kick to the back of the head is going to do it.
In comes the Bulldog.
Tommy Dreamer always thinking in there, and I'll tell you what, he's got a great partner in Bulldog Brian Bowser, another man who's going to go a long way. There's a double clothesline for you.
And we saw a bit of double teaming on the part of the Dreamer and Bulldog Bowser. They're learning to fight fire with fire.
That's right. Now the Brooklyn Brawler has made his way to the ring again. He invites Bulldog Bowser into the corner. He's not going to have any But in the meantime, the Brawler is taking over. He's fighting the forehead of the Bulldog.
A couple of great uppercuts landed by the Brooklyn Brawler, and then you saw the flagrant biting on the part of the Brooklyn Brawler.
Been a slam by the Brooklyn Brawler, the bad man out of Brooklyn, New York. And proud to say that he's been in more street fights than any other man in the history of man.
And you know what? He brags about it.
Oh, what a big splash by the Maniac. There's the cover, and you're not going to get Bulldog Brian Bowser that easily. Great tag team action here this week on International World Class Championship Wrestling. We hope you're enjoying the action. I'm Brian Webster along with Mike Bittman. You know, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, whatever you want to do, you don't want to miss the excitement of International World Class Championship Wrestling. It is the very best wrestling action going today.
And I'll tell you, this is a very close contest. These teams are evenly matched.
What an
Not
elbow.
in style, but certainly in the level of competition. And the action is fast and furious. There's always something happening.
Jimmy Deal maintaining that front face block and tagging off to the Brooklyn Brawler wide open. It's the Bulldog, Brian Bowser, as he is whipped into the rope. Coming off with a big clothesline, the Brooklyn Brawler. And there's a Bulldog hat. A young fan in support of the Bulldog, Brian Bowser. And where's he taking him? He sends him outside the ring. And this is where Jimmy Deal is going to be able to do some damage. Meanwhile, on the inside of the ring, the referee's trying to get Tommy Dreamer out of there. Now the Brooklyn Brawler is going outside the ring.
And they're coming over to our table, I do believe.
Scoops him up and slams him down. Meanwhile, the referee counting in the ring. And Brian Bowser's got to shake those cobwebs off. Uh-oh, the Brawler back outside the ring and helps Bulldog very ungraciously back into the ring. Holds him by the trunk, so he's unable to make that tag. And now they're going to do a double team.
He's a sitting duck for the Maniac, Jimmy Dio. And again, look for Dio to do just about anything in this contest. I would not be surprised if he pulled a chair.
Bowser with a reversal. Nice clothesline. He's got to get over to make that tag, Mike Bittman, and he does it. Tommy Dreamer coming in, and he wants a piece of the Maniac. Jimmy Dio in the worst way. There's the neck breaker by the Dreamer. Where's he going now?
He's going up. He's going to do some high flying for us, Brian.
Tommy Dreamer climbing up to the top rope and drops down with a big splash. 1, 2, and oh, the Brawler's in the ring.
And the Brawler saves the Dreamer.
Hold on now. All four wrestlers going at it. There's a DDT by the Bulldog. Oh, wait a minute. Who's that on the other side? That's Chris Candido.
Where did he come from?
I don't know, man. He came out of nowhere. Oh, no. Mr. Charisma drops that leg right off the top rope. Don't tell me he's rolling Jimmy Dio right on top of the Bulldog. Meanwhile, the referee making the count of the Dreamer and the Brawler going at it. Highway robbery.
Gentlemen, the winners of the bout, Maniac, Jimmy Dio, and the Broadway Brawler.
Where did Chris Candido come from? Mr. Charisma from out of nowhere, and there he is, crawling underneath the ring. I wonder if that's where he came from in the first place. Oh, look out, it's continuing. Tommy Dreamer doesn't like it. Now they're double teaming on him.
This is absolutely an ugly scene, Brian. Things are out of control.
Holy cow, what a Donnybrook. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen anything like that? Chris Candido came out of nowhere. We gotta take a time out. We'll be back with more International World Class Championship Wrestling. Don't you dare move.
30 deeds. Darren Wise, I've found the jewel and the treasure that goes with it. Right here he is, the Tasmaniac, the greatest wrestler ever on the planet of the earth. And when the Tasmaniac puts his mind to it, he's going to make me the richest manager in the history of professional wrestling by bringing me all the gold. And brother, when we get the belt, The Tasmaniac doesn't care if he wears it or what. So I'm gonna melt it down and live off the riches.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Regional Championship Wrestling Say No to Drugs. It's here held in Reading, Pennsylvania at the Lowes Park Elementary School, 1996. We just watched a video clip of the news coverage that was given by Channel 69 News, I believe it was, as the RCW Superstars had come to this school earlier last week to give a presentation of why the kids should stay off of drugs. We had the essay winners go up on stage as well with the wrestlers. And here we are with the free wrestling event that was given to the school. And we're having the opening matchup. Sweet Georgie Love versus Jake Molson. And right now, Jake Molson is the one that has the upper hand. Well, he did. Georgie Love with a clothesline on Jake Molson. There's a pick, body slam. And I'll tell you what, these two know each other very well as they've been brawling all over. Leg drop off the second rope, and this could be the end as Dennis Ripwreck goes for the count, but only gets a 2 count. Dennis Ripwreck, the third man in the ring. And there goes a rake in the eye. He needs to get on that. You can see there's not a seat in the house. The second event for Regional Championship Wrestling. And there's a clothesline. Jake Molson is showing why he is a tough man. Still only gets a 2 count as Georgie Love still has some gas in the tank. Now watch this. Right on there on the back. He likes to do that move, and he usually gets a win. Luckily for George, he was close enough to the ropes where the count had to be stopped. We got a photographer out in ringside. The news crew is out there as well somewhere. And now the Flamingo Kid Pinky has showed his face. I'm not sure why he's out there. There's a nice slam by Jake Molson, who only gets a 2 count. Georgie Love's a tough competitor as well, but now look at this choking. Referee Dennis Ripwreck trying to get Jake Molson to stop the choke. The fans are giving a lot of slack to the Flamingo Kid because he shouldn't be out there. Oh. 1, 2, no. Not just yet. Georgie Love, tough competitor, and isn't going to be taken down that easy. He gets sent in, he kicks Jake Molson, he clotheslines Jake Molson down, and that'll give him a chance to get relaxed and comfortable. Try to get his bearings back, because if Jake Molson does, he's going to work way back on that back of his, and then that could be it for Georgie. He puts one arm over, that's all he can do. He's not going to get a pin on that. But you never know. Jake Molson could have been caught napping, and he could have got the 3. And Jake Molson is just working on the back. Sends him right into the ropes, and there's a power slam. You talking about power, that's power right there. There's a 1, 2, and right now Georgie Love doesn't look that great. The Flamingo Kid Pinky is out there. I'm not sure why he's out there. He doesn't manage anybody out there. Oh. And now look at this. The Flamingo Kid Pinky is choking Georgie Love while the referee has his back turned talking to Jake Molson. Georgie trying to make a comeback as he gets in a couple of shots. And now they're trading fists. The referee needs to step in there because this is not a boxing match, and a rake in the eye will always stop that. Jake Molson is doing a number on Georgie Love. He's had the most of this match. Ooh, a gut shot. And he pulls the hair and drops him down. Dennis Ripwreck only gets a 2 count. I'll tell you what, Georgie Love is one of the top stars here in Regional Championship Wrestling. And could be considered one of the top contenders to a title. We do understand that Regional Championship Wrestling is going to be crowning its very first champion very soon. And look at this. He picked him up for a backbreaker, and then he just slams him down. He backbreakers him on his top of his 1, 2, on top of his shoulders, and then he went for the cover, which is smart. He's going for the cover. He's not playing a lot of games, and he's working on the back of Georgie Love. And you can't take too much blows on the back before it's time to take it in. There's an elbow drop, and no, still, Georgie Love is still fighting to stay alive. Oh! Finally, Georgie Love gets out of the way out of one of those devastating elbows, and now Georgie Love is up and ready to rock. Exciting match here from Regional Championship Wrestling. Oh, his back gave way. 1, 2, only a 2 count. As I was going to say, we're having an exciting match from Regional Championship Wrestling, and this is the very first match of the night. We got plenty more to go. The Flamingo Kid Pinky against Purple Haze. And the main event, Ranger 7 against Kid Extreme. That's a rivalry. Oh! He just clotheslines Georgie Love on the floor. There's no mats out there, folks. You hit the ground, you're hitting the ground. There's no mats. And now look at this. And the fans are trying to stop Pinky. The Flamingo Kid was using the cane and he was hitting Georgie Love with it. And the kids are telling the referee they are excited over this. Look at the kids in the front row telling the referee. And of course Pinky says no, he didn't do nothing.
Back up from the ring.
I thought those kids were gonna beat Pinky up. And Jake Molson, he is on a rampage. He is tearing up Georgie Love. This seems to be a one-sided fight so far. World Tilt-A-Whirl body slam. There's a 1, 2, and still Georgie Love, out of all the beating that he's been taking in this match, he just refuses to stay down for the 3 count. And now look at this, pulling the hair. The referee needs to step in there. Georgie's even on the ropes to break the move. I think now it's going to be soon. Dennis Ripwreck, the referee, is going to have to make a judgment call on whether or not... Now look at this. What in the world? Oh! Georgie got out of the way and Pinky hit Jake Molson with his cane by accident. The crowd is laughing. He hit Jake Molson with his cane. And now Georgie's going to the top. High cross body. 1, 2, it's over. It is over. And now look at Pinky. Oh, DDTs, Georgie Love, the Flamingo Kid Pinky, and Jake Molson are attacking sweet Georgie Love. He got the win. What a disgraceful display shown here by the Flamingo Kid Pinky and Jake Molson. And we'll be back with more of Regional Championship Wrestling's Say No to Drugs event when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time my very special guest, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Mr. Valentine, since your arrival in International World Class Championship Wrestling, you have mowed over every opponent, undefeated. You are in the #1 contender's position. What next?
Well, what next for Greg Valentine? I have done it all in the 22 years of professional wrestling. I have virtually held every title in every federation in the entire world. And now I'm the #1 contender, just like you said right here in the IWCCW. I want the belt, and I'm going to get the belt. There's no stopping me. There's no stopping Greg the Hammer Valentine. I am the greatest. I am the master of the figure 4 leg lock. There is no better hold in professional wrestling, and there's no better wrestler than Greg Valentine.
Nurse Vanessa entering the ring. Nurse, what brings you to the ring area?
Well, I was just watching, and I was thinking, Mr. Valentine, maybe I could be your manager. I think we'd do pretty good together. I think it would be a good idea.
Let me answer that. I already have a manager. I already have somebody watching my affairs. I appreciate it, but thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, but we do so good together. I mean, really. I mean, I'm the best manager there is, and I know. Oh, come on, let me. Oh, come on. I think we'd be great. We go far together. I think we'd
I'm not interested.
Oh, no.
Listen, you self-proclaimed nurse. What the hell, did you just come out of the nearest brothel? What are you gonna do? Call yourself the head nurse next? Get out of here! No one touches, no one looks, and no one fantasizes about Greg Valentine because I take care of his business now. The First Lady of Wrestling and the great Greg Valentine. And need I say more? Get out of this ring.
You have made your point here in International World Class Championship Wrestling.
That's the First Lady of professional wrestling right here.
Wait a minute, Firebreaker Chip.
Let me tell you one thing, too. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. I've had problems with you from the WCW. I've chased you all around this country. I've chased you, too. You're a backstabbing little you-know-what, girl. Let me tell you one thing.
Listen, I'll kick your butt and her butt. I've had enough out of you, out of the WCW. Women like that give us a bad name.
Let me tell you something. Vanessa, if you'll change your ways, I'll take you to the gym with me every day for a month. And then you and I'll take Greg the Hammer Valentine and, what are you, Medusa? I can say a few choice words, but I'm not.
You better go back where you came from. You have no business out here interrupting my interview time with the great Medusa. If you said enough.
I tell you what, Greg the Hammer Valentine, you say you're undefeated here? I'm undefeated too. You think you're gonna run roughshod over here and start a lot of fires? They don't call me the fire break for nothing. I'll put your fire out, and let me tell you, I'll take Vanessa under my wings, and she'll put your fire out too, girl.
Things are getting very hot here in International World Class Championship Wrestling.
We are joining a match in progress for the World's Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Nick Bonkwinkel, now has the head of Bruiser Brody, the challenger, scissored as Bruiser Brody, the big man, trying to take the golden belt and the World's Championship away from Nick Bonkwinkel. Bobby the Brain Heenan, some people call him the Weasel, is the manager of Nick Bonkwinkel. He is outside the ring talking to a ring announcer or someone down there at the ringside as Nick Bonkwinkel punishes Bruiser Brody with the head scissors. It's been an exciting match so far. It's been going on for better than 8 or 9 minutes now. A special referee for this match, a man who held the World's Heavyweight Championship for 6 different times, the great Lou Thez, checking with Bruiser Brody to see if he'd like to concede the match, and he says no. Nick Bonkwinkel trying to finish Bruiser Brody off. Brody kicking those legs, trying to get that circulation going, trying to get out of that head scissor. Brody trying to come out. Bonkwinkel keeping him locked in tight. Brody still unable to get out. Here he comes as he finally gets out and he grabs the leg of the world's champion, Nick Bonkwinkel. Bruiser Brody, 290 pounds. Challenging Nick Bonkwinkel for the World Championship. Right now, Brody getting the worst of it. As Bonkwinkel has him covered up, here comes a count, and Brody has a leg over the bottom rope. Bonkwinkel thinks he may have won the match already, but no, the leg of Brody was over the bottom rope. Oh, and Brody catches him with a big one as Bonkwinkel came in after him. Bonkwinkel right back. Brody now grabs the leg. Bonkwinkel doubles those fists up, throws him to the back, trying to knock the big man off. Brody holding on to Nick Bonkwinkel. Oh, Brody with a bear hug. Bonkwinkel reaching up, trying to pull Brody off, but Brody backs him into the corner. Bruiser Brody, you can see him up on the ropes, getting right up on top of the world's champion, Nick Bonkwinkel. Well, Bobby Heenan started in. Brody went after him, and you see Heenan, he doesn't want any part of Brody. Bonkwinkel, the world's champion now, comes back. Brody stays right with him. Ooh, down goes Bruiser Brody. Bonkwinkel from in behind. Get Brody down. He's got him down. There's no count. Heenan clapping for his world's champion. As you can see, Bonkwinkel as Brody scissored again. Bruiser Brody locked up by the world champion Nick Bonkwinkel here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Nick Bonkwinkel holds on to Bruiser Brody. Brody trying to twist and turn to see if he can come up out of here. Here he goes. He's got Bonkwinkel turned over, but Bonkwinkel continues to roll, and Brody rolls with him, and Brody is still tied up in that scissor. And out underneath the bottom rope goes Bruiser Brody, and it'll get him a break. As Bonkwinkel not only breaks, he comes in punching. Brody is laying underneath that bottom rope. The former world champion Lou Thez, who's acting as a special referee in this match, makes Bonkwinkel get back as Brody rolls out onto the floor. Brody trying to make his way in. Bonkwinkel goes over and grabs him, slams him down. And Bonkwinkel throwing some punches as Brody unable to get into the ring. Now Bruiser Brody comes in on the other side and Bonkwinkel's waiting for him. Oh, what a big blow that the world's champion has thrown in there. There's another one. Forearm to the back of Bruiser Brody by Nick Bonkwinkel. We're at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio for event number 2. And what an event it has been. And you're just getting to watch the World's Championship match here. Bruiser Brody, the challenger, trying to knock out Nick Bonkwinkel, the World's Champion. What a blow from Brody as the champion goes down. Brody reaches down, grabs him, throws him into the rope, between the ropes and out onto the concrete floor. And here comes Bruiser Brody outside. Brody grabs him by the hair, throws him into the timekeeper's table. Bruiser Brody with a forearm to the back of the world's champion, Nick Bonkwinkel. Bonkwinkel is down. Brody is laying on the timekeeper's table. The referee, Lou Thez, is warning Brody to either take it into the ring or go back to the dressing room and be disqualified. Brody doesn't want to get disqualified because he wants to win that World's Championship. Brody is up on the top ropes, and he comes down with that big fist right on top of the head of the World's Champion, Nick Bonkwinkel, and it may be all over here. It may be all over here. Brody may be wearing that World's Championship belt. Brody comes up with a big boot to the top of the head of the World's Champion, Nick Bonkwinkel. Another kick from Bruiser Brody. Brody kicks him back down. Bruiser Brody has got him covered up, and here's the count, and he only gets a 1. Bonkwinkel is coming out underneath the bottom rope. Bonkwinkel is out on the floor. He is staggered. Brody is going out on the other side. Brody going over to try to get Bonkwinkel as Bonkwinkel makes his way up onto the apron. Now he's inside the ring. Brody is outside the ring. And Brody lays him backwards across those ropes and throws that big forearm. Then he pushes him right into the center of the ring. And here comes Bruiser Brody in, looking to put the finishes on the World's Champion. Here he's got him high up in the air. What's he going to do with him? Down he goes, and he didn't grab Brody. In fact, he did. And now Bobby Heenan, the manager of the World's Champion, Nick Bonkwinkel, running away from Bruiser Brody. Brody comes into the ring, and down goes Bonkwinkel as Brody caught him with a big one. Brody reaches down, slams him to the mat. Bruiser Brody. High in the air he goes, and a knee across the chest of the World's Champion. Here comes the count. It was 1, 2, and Heenan reached in and punched Brody. Now Brody is going after Heenan. I believe Brody would have won that fall and the match if Heenan hadn't interfered. Now Brody is turning on Bobby the Weasel Heenan. Brody goes back to the champion now. Oh boy, Brody throwing the world champion out of the ring. Now he's after Heenan, and there goes Heenan out of the ring. Here comes Brody out of the ring. Brody is going after a chair. And he has got the chair. Luthez tries to keep Brody from going into the ring with that chair. Bonkwinkel is in the ring. You can see Brody holding on to that chair. Luthez is holding on to it. Brody has it. And he throws it down and he misses Bonkwinkel. The referee, Luthez, grabs the chair, throws it out of the ring. Heenan consoles his world's champion as the world champion has been taking a beating here from Bruiser Brody. And they are leaving the ring. They are leaving the ring, and the referee has asked for the bell. Bruiser Brody will have his hand raised in victory, but that will not get him the World's Championship, I don't believe. We'll wait and see. I believe the referee will wait for the official decision, but I'm just guessing now. I believe it's going to be a disqualification. Well, Bruiser Brody has been declared the winner of the match.
If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Regional Championship Wrestling or email us at rcwpromotions@gmail.com, and we'll see you at the matches.